How much savings should I have? This is the Pablo Henrique channel. Like and subscription is not requested, it is conquered. How much money should I have in savings? I'm going to answer that and even going to talk about how that target moves if you want to become financially free. So, how much money should you put in savings? It's a really good question. Frankly, it is a moving target and it depends on where you are. For example, if you don't have anything in savings, start with the dollar. Right? Because it means that you've got something. One of the ways that you elevate yourself into a higher financial status or greater financial security is making sure that a part of your budgeting technique is knowing how to take the money you have coming in and that a part of it is paying you. Putting money in savings is a form of paying you. Instead, we sometimes mix up and like I got to put my money into my mortgage, I got to pay my car bill, I've got to pay my phone bill. I get that those are important, but if you are also not a bill that needs to be paid, then you might not find money for you. We tend to have money where we set it aside. So if you are poor, broke, and starting out like I did before I became wealthy and financially free, then for me, savings was $20. It was $30 a month. It was a small amount. My first mentor gave me this goal. He said, Chris, if you want to buy a home and walk into $50,000 of equity, then you need to get in the habit of saving money. And I had set a 14-month goal to put $5,000 away in savings. Have you ever stopped to make a goal for savings? Well, now's a good time to start if you haven't, and let me share with you some principles. I call it a moving target, but let's talk specifically about how. When I have every little money, my goal was to get to the point where I had 3 months of savings of my living expenses there. So if I was living off of $2,000 a month, I had a goal of putting $6,000 in savings. And yet when you achieve it, are you done? No, for me, it continues to be a moving target. Your question of how much did you save, for me, is how much did I save and how much should I invest? Why? Because my savings is there when life does not go according to plan. My investments are there when my plan A fails. Plan B, my investments, they're going to take care of me. So for me, when I do my budgeting, I'm setting money aside on both of those. You might want to start with, how can I take 10% my income and put it into investing? How can I take another 10% every month and put it in savings until I meet a certain threshold? I recently sat down with a couple. They had put $200,000 away in savings, but they didn't have investments. So it's time for them to figure out, what is it that I need in savings to have that peace of mind and feel comfortable, and how do I allocate for investing? In this next segment, I want to share with you specifically some of the real numbers that I use that have been able to help me make my first $1 million. So let's talk about how much you put in savings actually being leveraged as a concept of how you make $1 million. So let's say that here I've got my savings account and over here I have my investment account. Now, both of these are really important to me and they are two very different things. No matter how much money I'm making, let's say that I'm able to save $500 a month in savings. And let's say that I'm also able to put $500 away for investing. Well, over time, my savings is going to grow and over time my investing is going to grow. Now watch what happens. I could be putting all of this money in savings, but instead by having some of my savings reflected investment, a time will come when I can purchase a house. Maybe I'm buying this house with $5,000 or $8,000 because I'm going to move into it, and that's $40,000 of equity. This $40,000 of equity, how long would it take me to save $40,000? That would take many of us years, but with investing I can grow my savings faster. So now all of a sudden, I got this house. I let it season for a year, and then guess what I do? Let's say I decide to sell it. I get my original down payment, I get this equity, and I decide to now use that and put it into what? 2 houses. These 2 houses, let's say, are producing each at $300 cash flow every single month. Well, look at what my money is doing. It's putting $600 more every month. That's $300 more for savings. That's $300 more for investments. That's pretty cool, right? Then guess what happens after a while? Over a 10-year period of time, I'm going to liquidate these 2 homes. I might use them now to buy 4 homes that are producing $1,200 a month. I can put more money in savings, I can put more money in my investments, and generally within a 10-year period of time, if we start with a single home, the goal intention is to grow it into $1 million. So when you ask this question, how much should I put in savings? I want to ask you to think of it just a little different. How much should I put in savings? How much should I put my investments? Because this is for my rainy day fund and this is for my retirement. Get ahead. Go somewhere with my life fund, and it's important for me to be saving in both of those ways. Ha. Bet you did not see that coming, right? This whole idea of how much money should I put in savings, and all of a sudden, Chris talked of financial freedom. Yeah, I can't really help, but it's just kind of a part of who I am. It's a part of who I think. I think about our potential or possibility. Now watch this video right here for you to learn how to make big money. Videos every day at 8 p.m. Watch this video right here. Thank you so much everyone for watching. My name is Pablo Henrique and I'll see you in the next video.